Girl, she's 23. How many relationships have you been in? What are we counting as relationships?
She's talking about high school because she ain't been in that many. She counted all the way from middle school at this point when she said all these relationships. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Age of Attraction. This is our part 2 recap. We are discussing all of the couples besides Vanelle and Jorge. If you did not catch our part 1 recap of Age of Attraction, make sure you go check that out. That is already uploaded. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, make sure you follow whatever platform you are on, and be engaged in the comments with us. Let us know what your thoughts are on these couples. Who was your favorite? Who was your least favorite? All that good stuff. So let's start off with Vanessa and Logan, because true child, they need to just cut it. You know what I'm saying? They need to just cut it.
Cut it, baby. I don't know what they trying to hold on in this one. I will say it does feel like Logan is having some issues, which a man would at his age, with saying what it is. Just say you not feeling this age gap. Like, you keep talking about how it's coming back up and how it's a concern for you. You said it was a concern back on the island. So that concern ain't going away, baby. And Vanessa not giving young and hip, you know what I'm saying? And there is a visible, clear age gap, as he said on the island. So if you can't stand in that and not have no shame about it, you need to get up out. And Vanessa, it's like, girl, you keep having all these feelings. I mean, she got her own insecurities about her age that she also keeps bringing up, which we should probably get into. But it's what we always say on these shows. You know that gut is telling you this man don't like me. So it's like, just leave the situation.
It's something. It's an odd thing, the two of them. But there's something about, like, the way she talks about, I think did she lose her mom? Was that what she lost recently?
Yeah.
And she was talking about everybody in her life is married. Did she have a marriage that ended or just an engagement? Because I remember she said she was engaged 4 times.
4 engagements that have ended, yes.
But it's giving. She was like, her daughter was married. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's giving. Did I hear that correctly? She said her daughter's married, yeah. And so it's giving that she's just like, oh my God, I'm the only one. I'm like the third wheel, the fifth wheel, whatever at the parties. Or in my social circles. And so I just need somebody to bring. And then also, I don't want to die alone the way, you know, it seems like I will if I don't find someone. And so it feels like she's in like a rush for a lot of different reasons that have nothing to do with the man that's in front of her, to be honest. And so I feel like it heightens her insecurities around her age. And it causes her to ignore some of these signs that, you know, she'll flag them, but then she won't follow through with her flags.
Yeah, I don't even know if she's necessarily disarmed. Well, it doesn't seem like he's disarming her. A lot of times the issue will be that a man's actions, they do a little bit and it, like, okay, it'll settle a woman. But for her, it's like, because I want these things, I just have to continue to stick it out. Despite how I'm feeling. But yeah, she did have a lot of insecurities about her age, and she asked 10 million questions about it. First, she started off with the will you cheat, because she's in Ohio and he's in Dallas. And then, what will your friends think? Should I get Botox? Should I lie about my age? It's just like, girl, at your age, is this what you want to be thinking about and worried about, like, at 49 and wanting to date when you've gone through all these other seemingly serious relationships? I don't know if it's a lack of maturity. I don't know what it is. It's a little hard to pinpoint because of her life experience, but it's something there that it's like, girl, I don't know if you are even ready to date. Like, I hate to say that. Like,
I'm wondering, is she still in the grieving? Because, like, that could be pushing her even deeper than she acknowledges. It could be pushing her to move forward, and then it could make the perceived rejection feel that much worse, you know?
Right. Right.
So I don't know what to say with them. I do like that her friend flagged the situation of them always having these mini arguments. I was like, that's perceptive of you, friend, because that is, I've been in situations like that. And at a certain point, it just starts to feel like this is the relationship and you get numb to it.
Right.
But someone else being like those fresh eyes kind of just, it's like jarring to them. It's like, yeah, you're having these mini arguments over nothing or everything,
Well, she didn't seem jarred. She seems like, I keep choosing this. Like, is it me? Is it you?
I'm
now,
saying,
I will
like,
say
her
she don't let a
friend.
man breathe. Yeah, her friend pointing it out, but I'm saying it wasn't jarring to her because she said that she keeps picking men like this, or she keeps ending up in relationships like this.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it more so like her friend is jarring to her friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, but you as a person in the relationship, you're numb to it,
Yeah, you think it's
but
normal.
It's jarring when somebody sees it from the outside world,
Yeah, because she kept calling it, we're just fiery, like we're just too.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I will also say too, like when he first sat down and she brought up, I think like him being a Leo, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that star shit," or whatever he said. That was that. Like the friend was like, "Whoa, like not you.
Yeah.
You trying to start a little mini fight with me?"
But because it's like he's trying to assert his dominance in a way because he feels like she's taking it from him, but it's like it may just be also your inability to have your own boundaries, you know? But I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. She don't let him breathe, baby. She tell him about the. I was like, whoa! It's like you're very hyper.
And the sex stuff, like I had to figure. I was like, who is this?
Oh yeah,
like,
she was telling him how to. We gotta let a woman warm up, and he like, I know.
It was just a little quick. Blowtorch. Who's the blowtorch and who's not? Who's the other? I don't know. I was like, this just seems like too much. Like I can hear his voice. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Like he just like shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yes, no, for real. Honestly. And at first back on the island, she was kind of talking to Chris, and she noticed that Chris was somebody who might be a little bit on the I'm just here to have a good time. Chris is the one with that's with the with Leah.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I'm not with that. And it was just kind of it's interesting because she keeps bringing up all these things to Logan like
about
we haven't done this, we haven't done that. And he's like, well, do you want it to be a quick fling? Do you like what are you wanting here? And lo and behold, the sex is what she wanted because after that sex, she said, oh, I felt like before this I had your representative and now I have the real you.
I know.
I don't know how sex changed that.
Right.
But apparently it can for some folks out there.
And he was like, in the beginning, it's like she was like, he's not doing it. It's like he's trying to respect you, girl. I don't know. Yes. Like he's trying to respect you, ma'am. Okay. Like, let me stop playing. But their situation was interesting. I don't believe in the age gap in any direction. I just really don't. I really don't. And I think it's this stuff right here. This because he's not even mature enough to know how to check her. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying to check her because he's a man. It's not a manhood thing or he would be able to do it. It is a mature thing of being able to have your boundaries and say, look, this is how I'm rolling. If it's, you're not good with this, then, we're going to have to cut it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I move slow. I don't desire to have, y'all just have different paces because,
he's 29 and she's 49. What did you think about the parent
both of their ages,
meetup?
right? I was like, yes.
You said what?
I guess both of their ages, right? I was like, yes. I guess a lot of people's ages, right? But anywho, what did I think about the parent meetup? First of all, I did not realize what was his mom's ethnicity. I was like,
she might be Filipino or something.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't see that in him. I was like, I didn't know what he was. Yeah, I didn't know what he was. But I was like, is he Greek? I didn't know what he was. But I was like, oh, this is interesting.
I was gonna say maybe because I grew up in California, I see a lot of like Filipino and white mixed or Samoan and white. Yeah, so it screamed that registered. To me, but yeah,
the family seemed to take it well. The mom was kind of like, some grandkids, but
right. And you wanted 4. He wanted 4 kids.
Yeah, that made me think about Love is Blind with Emma.
Mike and Emma.
Yeah, because I was like, not the turnaround. Like, you don't want kids now? And it's like, be true to thy own self, be true, okay?
Right.
But yeah, I don't have too many other thoughts on them. We didn't see her family.
No, just her friend came, her 32-year-old
Oh, yeah, her friend. Forgot about that, yeah.
I don't have too much. I think the main thing with him was he didn't want to be in it, and she has just a lot of insecurities about her age and seemingly just getting to the altar with somebody, which I feel like doing that with somebody younger is the worst person to do it with, because to them, they ain't got nothing but time,
Yeah. It's like, what's the rush?
Yes, so let's go into our other older woman, younger man, John and Teresa. John is 27. Teresa is 54. Another doozy, baby.
Yeah,
and her oldest child is older than him.
Yeah, now that's right there. It's like, sorry. And like, I don't know. You got to just like cut it. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut it. And that's another reason why I'm not like a huge fan of this show and this propaganda they're trying to do, because they keep being like, oh, the connection. It's like, you can have a connection with a married person. It's like, this connection is not the end all be all. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what people who date underage sometimes try to justify. Like, we have a connection. Like, look, child. I was about to talk about in Virginia how the underage, remember the state senator dating the girl was
yes
underage, child. And then they married. He married her when she turned 19 or something like that. I don't know the facts, so allegedly, but he was in prison, in jail serving for dating that girl. Look it up. I ain't got time, I ain't gonna say no names, but look it up. It's a Virginia situation for real, and it's like people will justify a lot of things talking about a connection, and it's like a connection. You can connect with somebody else. You can. But I am not a person who believes that there's one person for everyone. Some people believe that. I don't. I think there's a handful of people, and that's your spiritual tribe, your soul tribe. You might meet them, and you might meet a couple of them in your lifetime. It's not, but I don't think it's one person. But anywho, I feel for Teresa, because I feel like she definitely likes him.
Yeah.
And John, I will say this about John. He's giving old man. He's giving old man trapped in a young man's body.
He is.
But
definitely. And he clearly likes older women.
Yeah. But it's like, what is that about?
Yes, and why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And then it's like, but by the time you get deep into the shit and understand why, it's gonna be too late. You're gonna be too in it. But I did enjoy seeing her and seeing the match just for the sake of like the narrative around it all, because it's like you never see it. And she is so, like, I think she's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And it's like all the things that we want to get, fillers from the under eye, whatever, the laugh lines, to all this. Even with her stuff, her laugh lines and the things that folks want to get Botox to take away, she was beautiful. And I was like, I really liked seeing that representation. And I just was like, that's a nice representation of like an older woman embracing that, like, she's still in her feminine essence. Yeah, and she's representing getting older, because she's 54 and she looks very, very stunning. And even, like I said, like her laugh lines and things, like they only accentuated, in my view, her beauty. So like I didn't think they took away in any way. They made her, they made you very see well. Now she did dress like, sometimes I was like, okay, girl, you was like flashing, and like she dresses very young.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's just nice. It's cutesy.
It was I felt it was appropriate. I'm okay with the old folks coming on and doing they do. I was like, that little leather number. Yeah, she got.
She had the little ponytail. She has a lot of low. Like, they look young. Most of the things I thought were cute, but like the little ponytail thing,
Yeah. Now I will say, her not wanting to reveal the age to anyone, I was kind of like, I was with Leah. Girl, it's gonna happen anyways. What are we afraid of? Like, She was like, I'm not ashamed of it, but you are, because this is why you don't want anybody to know. You're trying to keep it a secret.
I agree.
You want people to get to know people for what? It's still your life. It's still your decision. You still gotta live and die by your decision. So it makes no difference. And it's like, ultimately, I think she's just trying to prolong the inevitable, which is your kids are not going to be okay with it. Your kids came up in there well spoken with good questions, trying to bring the logic into the situation.
And her oldest son, he looks older than this man.
Yes.
I was like, is he your ex-husband? Like, he looks a good 35. And what is he supposed to be, 29?
Yes.
He looked older than that.
He looked older. And the youngest was said, I can't do nothing under 30.
Yeah.
And that man is what, 27?
Yeah, 27.
So
yeah, he was like, in the beginning, like, he wasn't talking enough for me. He was just like, his eyes would just be like just, he wasn't talking enough for me. And it was giving like serial killer vibes. I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I was
the youngest?
No, John. Okay. Oh. He was giving me serial killer vibes in the beginning. I'm sorry. He was too quiet. The eyes was just like he just looks, him eyes just be looking. But now later on as the episodes went on, he spoke more. He had little jokey jokes, you know. So I was like, okay, not serial killer vibes, but he was giving me that in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely old man though, trapped in young man's body. But
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I still think it's kind of.
But Teresa, she was another one who mentioned like that she just wanted to find her person. She said all of her sisters are married and living their lives and doing their thing. And yeah, it's just, again, do you want to do this with somebody younger? I don't know. And the question of kids, I mean, he seemed very firm in the fact that he did not want kids. I do wonder if that would ever change, but he said like it's never something he's seen for himself, which you know, him and Emma might need to.
I ain't got time. Yeah, I know they exact same age. Oh yeah, so let's talk about his mom though. We didn't talk about that. His mom, his sister visiting. I was like, this is why, you know, people need to know the information. It's disarming, you know, just even in general relationships for people who try not to be transparent and tell shit. Like, this is why it's important. Like, people it makes people, they're not at ease when they don't understand what's happening. And so that was an interesting experience, seeing them be kind of like, what?
Especially coming from you. You the older one.
Right, from her, yeah. Yeah.
You're supposed to be the one who's more mature,
I know.
who's more confident in your decisions.
But yeah, no, it is what it is. She said if her kids don't like the situation, she's cutting it. And
which is why she need to rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip it off. Like,
but that's
you already said you grow up more feelings.
Girl, she trying to have her spring fling last as long as it can last. Because she know it's going to be over when them kids. And now they may not have an issue with it, but
they're going to have an issue with it.
It's an interesting thing. But it's funny that when she was talking about how she would have set her daughter up with him if she ran into him. And it's so funny. I'm like that. I'm like that person who, like, I'll be dating somebody and I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna really work out. But I know who would be, now that I know you more, I like, you'd be perfect with my friend. And I'm like, it's like they're good people and I be wanting to set people up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it's like my brain goes there. But you said what?
I was like, I don't know if I've ever been on that train, but also too, I don't know if I've ever dated somebody and felt like they would be a better fit with somebody I knew.
I mean, once you get to the place where you're like, oh, this is not going to work for these reasons, but I do actually know someone who you would connect with really well, especially if they're a good person and you like them as a person, you know, but it's just always the weirdness of like, but yeah. Anyway, but I thought that was funny when she said that. She's like, she would typically try to set him up with her daughter.
What do you think they're going to say for their decision day? I think it's going to be a no. I mean, he had already mentioned on the couch, he was like, is this worth me continuing to invest my time in if, you know, this one thing that you are stressed about is, I ain't stressed about it. You stressed about it. It's making me stressed out. And so do we need to continue this if we already know where it's going to end?
Yeah. And the only thing I will say, jumping back, because we can get into Leah and Chris next, but their little exchange at the table, I kind of was like, she was, like you said, she was a little reactive and defensive because in my view, like when Leah was first talking, it felt like the situation escalated when it didn't need to. It felt like Leah was initially saying, I thought we couldn't. I thought we had to. I thought that was the whole point of it. Like she's like confused and she's like coming to understand like what? Like what?
The rules are different.
Yeah. And so I feel like, you know, she took that as her coming for her, but I felt like she was being just genuinely like, I thought we had to. I thought that was the whole point of like these meetings. It's like, and then Nick and what's his wife's name?
Child, I don't know, the intern.
I ain't got time. But yeah, the two.
But I did not like her reaction to it. I did not like when
Teresa's or the
Teresa,
intern.
yes, but Nick Vile's wife. Yeah. Because when Leah was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a voice, like I'm gonna still speak up," she kind of like cocked her head, like you shouldn't. And it's, you know, it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. But yeah, I'm like, what they here for? This propaganda.
And then try to say, well, for clarity, what you divulge to your family is up to you. Yeah, the show is called Age of Attraction.
I know.
When you met this man's family, was you like, oh yeah, we're not talking about age. Like, let's be effing for real. Y'all already put them in this stupid ass predicament to be states and states apart. So they got to navigate distance.
I know, because I'm
kids. Age, like, girl, so let's not talk about what is or isn't or doesn't need to be divulged with the family.
And it's like, clarify that going in, because obviously
or don't bring in the family. Don't bring in the family, because the whole point of the family coming in is for us to see the reaction to the age. That's the whole point of this, because it's called Age of Attraction.
Yeah, so no, I agree.
Let's not act like that, you know, for clarity purposes, like she said.
Yeah, like, I was ready for them families to bring some reality checks. But anywho,
and not enough of them did. But yeah,
let's go ahead and get. I was like, Libby's friend, the young one, she was the only real one in there with her headband, and I'm like, girl. She was the only one, only true one. Anyway, let's get into Leah and Chris, though. Did you think she didn't look 41?
No, I thought she looked 41.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe it's like the black eyes can see black.
That's what I was saying in our part one recap. I was like, there's a black age meter.
Yeah.
And she is at the 41 black age meter.
Yeah, like, I mean, I guess I would have thought maybe, I wouldn't have thought she was 30.
Yeah.
Like, I would have thought 35 plus,
and everybody was saying, oh, I thought plus. She was 30. I said, wow. Yeah. Oof. But again, black don't crack. So I think for other people, they see it and they're like, oh, yeah, she, you know, she looks super young.
But she looks really nice. She's definitely
she's a beautiful
woman. Well put together and stuff like that. Chris definitely looked young. I clocked his age just right off. Right off.
He's 26.
Yeah.
They have a shorter distance in age in comparison to the rest of these folks, but it's still giving like Chris, just like a lot of these men on these shows and a lot of men his age, they don't know what they want. They want to be, you know, people pleasers or whatever. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I want to go through the process, so I'm not going to end it early, even though I know I don't want to be in this. And I hate that when that happens with a man, it often puts the women, especially black women, in this space of looking desperate. I hate that for us on these shows, because I literally was like, not y'all giving Leah the I just want this edit. Let's not do this. And for a lot of the other couples, they either ask both of them, like, why do you want to go to the promise room? Or it was like the guy saying, I want to take her to the promise room. But for Leah and Chris, all we got was Leah saying, I want to take Chris to the promise room.
But I guess also, I just thought she decided to make the choice to take him there, because I ain't like that. I remember noting that. I was like, why is she taking him there? I'm like, no, you going to take me to the promise room, baby, or we ain't going. Like,
but they both, for the other couples, if it was both of them speaking about it, they said, I want to take, like, for Pfeifer and Derek, it was like, I want to take Derek to the promise room. And Derek said, I want to take Pfeifer to the promise room. Like, that was the background edit that we got, but all we got was Leah saying, I want to take Chris
to the promise. Well, like, Vanelle also took what's face to the promise room, but also with Vanelle, it's like she had two options, you know?
Yeah.
And so she was deciding, so it was her choice, so it was on her to kind of make the choice
Agreed.
of which guy, but like with Leah, I was a little confused by that. I don't know if that's the editor or if she just chose to take him, but I don't like know like you look.
That's what I'm saying. I hope it's the edit. I hope it's the edit, because even at the end when she was like, I want you to give me a chance. I said,
yeah, I didn't like that either. I did think she was I did think she was calm and stuff like that, but it's also like he's not like as soon as she left and he was with his mom, he was so clear about what it was that he wanted. There was an issue. She wants to be around me. She's clingy. Not one time did he say that in front of her to her face. And so it's like you said before, just the young men not vocalize. When I said like 30s is the year, I said that in like the first part one. 30s is the decade for men. That's the shelf life, okay, for plucking one out of the dating pool. It's the 30s, in my view. I know people will come for me, but that's my view. But before that, it's not ripe. After that, they spoiled a little bit. If they've never been like, if they jump back in because they like, divorced or widowed
before, yeah.
You said what?
Married or something before.
That's a little different, that's a little reset. But if you just fresh, never been married as a man, like it's like that window, the 30s.
But it's also too just because like with men, they drive the relationship forward. So it's like if you've never been able to commit, it's like why?
Red flag.
Why?
Yeah, it's like yes.
Another thing she kept bringing up was this idea of the honeymoon being over and she wants that back. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like this entire edit, like I want Leah to come to the front and tell me what all I did not see before I have too strong of an opinion, because it's like, what was going on, sister? What was happening? Like, if you wasn't feeling good in this experience, and I don't even know, is it appropriate to say as a 41-year-old woman? It's like, why are we staying? This man is 29. At the very least, you could say
26,
girl. His immaturity.
26.
Oh, shit. 26. At the very least, you could put it on his brain
ain't even fully developed yet. You can tell when he flipped into that little boy mode when that mama
came in,
and she had to like coach him, baby, this is not good for you if you feel like this. And he should have just look. She gave you the marching orders, but he couldn't follow through. Yeah, he couldn't follow through. But he gives baby. It's just something about him. He too is just. Yeah. Did we see her family or anything?
No, we did not. We did not.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what maybe she's a seasoned single. Who knows? Like he said she want to be around him all the time and stuff like that.
Well, he was saying that he couldn't even go to the gym and stuff, which I was a little confused. And when he finally did
I want to go with you. Maybe
I mean, she did have that moment. Was like, you're gonna leave me here alone. I hate you. That was a little awkward. Or I just felt like it was oddly placed. I was like,
when he was trying to take a nap too and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like they gave us enough situations to really make us feel like, okay, she do be wanting to be around him all the time, and at the same time, I'm like, what's happening? Like, why he can't go to the gym? I'm confused. Because it doesn't make sense, right? Like it just.
But it's like maybe he's saying like when she's like, oh, I'll go too, or something like that,
Yeah.
And that's what he means by he can't go. He wants to go to the gym. He wants to go to the shower or something like that. But it also gives that he's so young. He didn't know what he didn't know. He didn't know living with somebody was a lot, but I'm sure he got a jump scare with this, and he probably gonna be no for all the next women who come after, because I don't think they're gonna end up in any kind of way.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move into Pfeifer and Derek. Derek is 43. She is 23. He has a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old. Child,
I was say, I also did not like how he didn't tell that early on, but he told it sooner than Jorge. But child,
he said it at. Did he say it in the promise room or before the promise room?
He said it. I think
while they're on the date.
Before the promise room. Yeah, he said it before the promise room. Yeah. But I remember when he first initially said, I'm not telling her that I don't have, like, he made a conscious choice not to tell her that in the beginning. And I just feel like anytime men do stuff like that, like, tell me that off rip. Like, you're just trying to get somebody sucked into you before so that they can be like, oh, I like him. Okay, kids, it's not that bad. It's like you just want to get somebody sucked into you. It's manipulative. I don't like it.
Right.
Like, tell me off rip when you try. Tell me.
It should have been in the speed dating round. That's what they should have said.
Right. I have 2 kids. You ain't got to say the ages. It's like, I got 2 kids. I don't want to say the ages because I don't want to give anything away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But yeah, this was another odd one to me. Him even like evaluating her as a potential stepmother, all these things. I'm just like, the girl is young.
She's a baby.
Granted, there are mothers her age. There are mothers her age that dive straight into motherhood. But I was just so happy. Like, this is my biggest point. Like, I was just so happy at the end that she had like the what the fuck am I doing moment. Because I'm like, yes, girl, you are way too young. You about to give up your career, all these things to move in. To move over there and do what? Like, are you moving just to date? Y'all moving for marriage? Like, and that's another reason why this show is so confusing. I'm like, are they dating for like marriage? Why are you having people go through this experience for a boyfriend, girlfriend across state lines? Like, it makes low sense. They were better off doing it in a city where at least location wasn't something that they were also going to have to worry about to this extent. But yes, you asking somebody to be a parent and to move, like, that's a lot at your age. You don't have to do it. You got all the time in the world. So I was so happy. I was like, yes, girl, what the fuck? Yes. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And when he was like, I need you to be calm, to make the decision calmly, I'm like, why would you want her to make that decision? That's all I could think. Why would you want her to make a decision like this? Go ahead. How about you bow out peacefully, my brother? And say, actually, I don't even want to put you in a predicament to think about your next 10 years in this very moment. How about that, my brother? Like, talk about make a peaceful decision. After she just said, don't tell me everything is going to be okay.
Yeah. It shows that, to me, immaturity, because it's like, oh yeah, I want a shiny new thing to play with. You know, it's giving that when
child.
Yeah, it's look.
And he said that he's also dated younger women because he said that a lot of times he's been in positions where, no, that was Jorge. Never mind. Jorge said that he's been in positions where they'll get to know each other and then he tells them the age and then it don't end up working out. But
why your age ain't off ripped? This manipulative men. Like, I remember one time I was on a date. Did I tell you that? The guy lied to me. I was like 21, 22, and the waitress came over and checked his ID and she was like, oh, 77, that is a great year. I'll be back, or something like that. I don't remember how I was. I just know I was young, and I know he was 29 at the time. And I was like, I was counting underneath the table. I was like, wait. 77. Yeah, I was counting. I was like, you told me because he told me he was like, I don't even remember this girl, this is like 15 years ago. I don't know. Like, he told me. Yes, he told me and it was such a small window of a lie. He told me he was 29, or I don't even know how old he was, but it was like he was in his 30s or something, but he lied just to be in his 20s with me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like he lied just to be in his 20s with me. And it's like, I let him go just off the strength of the lie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like, it's not that big of a deal. Because he was like 32, 33. It was like he was like just a couple years older, but I was like, maybe he was 34. I didn't care. I was like, baby, you lie once, you lie about little things, you lie about a big thing. And so it's something about these men. They just trying to catch them. They think they're young and silly. And she is young and silly because like all this emotionality, she keeps talking about all these relationships. Like, girl, she's 23. How many relationships have you been in? That's what I want to know. And what are we counting as relationships? Like, I'm not trying to say like I'm a late bloomer in all of my life. Like all the ways that
but girl, she's talking about high school because she ain't been in that many.
I know.
Either or.
Like,
Either or she ain't been in that many at 23, baby.
Yeah.
She counted all the way from middle school at this point when she say all these relationships.
I know.
Because I'm like, girl, all of them, Libby too. Like, girl, what? Y'all ain't had enough experience out here to say you ain't ran into a mature man. You're immature yourself.
I know.
And rightfully so. You're supposed to be. Like, you are supposed to be out here getting your heart broken, dating, and doing the things because that's just what happens at this age. It is unfortunate. It hurts. It sucks, little mama. But it will make you understand what you want when you get into that ages where you can really make decisions about uprooting your life for a man and doing all these other things.
Because when you silly and you dealing with these silly boys who going to break your heart, it's like at least you don't end up being stuck with these manipulative men. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you thinking that you just in this situation, you coming up, but you're really being manipulated. Overall, these girls, they think they're looking for a more mature man, and what they're actually running into is a more manipulative. A more cunning, a more like you're not ready for this. You're looking at a wolf. Baby, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say that they are malicious. The way I define manipulation is you're trying to curry the facts, like move the facts in your favor, move the situation to like be.
I mean, that is the definition of manipulation, whether good or bad.
And I think for me, I've always been someone who always felt like manipulation was intentional, like mouthpiece, like you're like maliciously trying to harm me, and I think that I had to come to terms with that. So I think that's why I'm explaining it. It's just like in case. You know, because I'm not trying to say that they're trying to be bad guys. They're just trying to move the situation
but her
in their favor.
Her parents took it way too well for me.
Hold up. Oh, we're in Pfeifer. Okay, I was like, Libby? I didn't see no parents, but I was like, I switched. Got turned around. Too many young girls. But Pfeiffer's parents did, especially the dad. This is why I was like disconnected. It's giving disconnected.
Yes. But she did say her daddy was bringing in women, you know, quite often too early. So I was like, maybe there's just like a disconnect on
all levels.
How we need to go about loving and being loved. Because they were not alarmed for me. I like everybody's like, oh, well, you look good. It's like, that is not enough, honey. Like,
I know.
Just because they look a little younger do not mean that your child needs to be in this situation.
Right. Because that, and he's Derek said disarming sort of guy because he stays with that smile planted on his face. And so charming. He just looks like a gummy bear or something. Like he looks just very likable and nice and like no badness is coming from him. So I think he's disarming, but it's just that age difference. That's all I need to know. Okay. I'm sorry. It's like all I need to know, especially with somebody that young. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like a 55-35 is not the same as a 43-20, you know, it's just not the same. 23. Like she's so young. She's
brain
so young.
Even developed.
Yes, absolutely. Brain not even developed. And it's that even that emotionality that she was talking about, you treat me better when they were in a promise room. She was like, even though you're somebody I just met, you're treating me better than other people who have treated me. And it's like, girl, that's trauma. You need to unpack that before you just fall. It's pushing you into the arms of somebody. You got to unpack it. You know what I'm saying? So wishing her the best because
yes, alrighty. So let's go ahead and get into
Libby.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Libby and Andrew, our last couple. Baby Libby, as soon as she stepped on that screen, I said, "How old is she?" As like first words. And I hated how many times they like showcased her body. Like when she was in the bathroom getting ready and like the camera like zoomed up, zoomed down. I was like, it's too much. It's too much. We doing too much.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't multitasking because I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
You know, it was like that. It was.
I did feel like she was wearing a lot of
this wide shot of her and like her bikini, which she is of course a grown woman, but it's just like it's just weird to me. It's weird.
It's there's elements like I did feel like, but this is just like her choice to dress how she wants to dress. But I did feel like I don't know why I would say protective because it's like I don't know this girl and she's not.
But you do be like a little mama bear on the screen, like girl, like
it's like cover up, like I don't know. Because she just seems so young. She seems so young. Like, if they would have said she was 16, I would have believed it. If they would have said she was 18, I would have believed it. Because the way, like I said, the way she kept talking, I said this in part one, the way she kept talking, like, he's going to be so shocked by my age. He's going to be shocked. I thought she was going to be 18. Like, I just thought she was going to be 18. But
she's 22 and he's 38.
Yeah. And I'm just like, the fact that he normally dates that, it's just like extended adolescence. Some of these men, they're just in an extended state of adolescence, and it's just, it's like
he lost his adolescence when he had that first kid at a young age.
But they prolong
he's trying
to
live it. Yeah, I'm saying he's trying to live it as long as he can.
Yeah, I have no clue, but I just, a lot of times, like, I mean, it may be because I used to do family law for a while as an attorney, but sometimes when I see single dads, right, I want to be like, what is your visitation schedule? Is the kids with you? I'm pretty sure they're not like 100% with you. Like, so few times are they with the dads full time. It happens so few times though. But I'm like, talk to me about what your visitation schedule is, because I want to see something that is at a minimum every weekend. A minimum. A minimum. You know what I'm saying? A minimum.
And I was I gotta take it a step further. You better have them at least 2 school nights.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like with kids, it can get interesting, especially depending on where people live, and like, you know, it can be disruptive or whatever in terms of like if they go, how to get to school, because buses usually go on a one route, you know. But it's like if they all in the same town and there's a bus stop at your house and a bus stop at her house, that multiple times a week definitely needs to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Or you need to go pick them up, you know, something. Right. But it's rarely that. It's often every other weekend. It's often every other weekend. And that's nothing. It's like, don't talk to me about what you're doing as a father if it's every other weekend. Don't talk to me about it. Even weekend is not like, it's not giving. Even weekend is just, I think it's commendable to be doing, you know, every weekend, but you're not getting the full weight of that experience of being a parent. And so when these women talk to like Pfeifer and Libby, when they're like, oh, that makes me think of him as even that much more mature. It's like, girl, what are the dynamics of it though? Because it is a part-time fatherhood. It's not full-time fatherhood. It's really not.
Right. And like you said before, like the fact that the friends coming in and they making bets on who you dating, what the girl looked like, her age, that's crazy to me. And I'm like, y'all saying all this now, but have y'all checked him? Like, bro, why do you keep bringing around these young women? Like, have y'all told him this is problematic? This is predatory. It's gross. Like,
red flag. Yeah. You can't date women your age. You can't date even women in their 30s. Like, he's about to be out of the 30s. He's about to be in the 40s. Right. And it's like that's 22 to 25. I wonder why, because like I said in the first part, you're just naive at that age. Even when you think, like Libby thinks she's like, I'm so mature. It's like, girl, like even when the friends came around, I was like, that's gonna get on his nerves. Like,
okay.
Right. I'm like, them girls was like, they went straight back to high school.
Okay.
But I liked her friend saying, you know, with the headband, she was like, I was like, this is a very 2000s era. I was like, this is how we dressed in high school.
That's what they doing now. They do it. They're bringing it back.
I was like, this is what we was dressing at, like, in the 2010s and what? That wasn't me high school. I was in the early 2000s. I was like, that was what we were wearing. But yeah, she had good questions. It's like, you cannot be a stepmom. Like, bring her back to reality. Yes, do it.
Please. But yeah, anything else on any of these couples? Yeah, my bet is none of these people are walking away in this situation. Everybody's too damn far. Everybody got issues. These young girls ain't ready to be stepmamas. It's too much. This was a stupid experience. This was a very stupid idea. It was not well thought out as a pitch. Nick and intern lady, y'all keep y'all issues y'all way. Stop trying to make other people get on board.
I know. I didn't like it. And the only reason, like I said in the first part, that I kept watching is that I was just so like, oh, what? No. And I'm just like, rage watching,
Yes. I think this is like, out of all of the shows we've ever watched, this is the hardest show. Like, it took me days to get through the first 2 episodes. Really? It was too much. And literally I had to power through to get this recap done. So
the first episode was a little tough for me.
Yeah, it was also just very slow. And Nick and his wife as host, I was like, why are y'all talking so slow? Like, and this is what you are here for.
Yeah.
Jess and Vanessa, how are you feeling? Colby and so-and-so, the last time we saw you, y'all were a little anxious. All of it was too much. It's all creepy, all weird. But yeah, that is it for Age of Attraction episodes 1 through 7. I guess we'll catch y'all for this little finale. And that's it. I hope they never bring this show back. All right.
Yeah,
we'll catch you next week.
They can leave
Bye.
Bye.